Hello, I'm Nodar Danelia, founder and co-CEO at Synth, and we're on a mission to empower software development teams in the world where data privacy is becoming a big part of the equation. We all know that data privacy landscape has been and will keep undergoing tectonic changes, and this is felt by every part of every organization that we're talking to. GDPR is here to stay, and privacy by design is really the only way forward. In other words, privacy needs to be at the core of the very tools that are used by people inside organizations. Having been in this space for a while now, we have developed a really good understanding of the problems that companies are faced with when it comes to data privacy. So let me take a moment to list some of those problems that companies are dealing with. So first of all, raw data cannot be shared freely within organizations anymore. And at the same time, developers in organizations need access to that data on a daily basis. Data also needs to be shared with third parties to enable collaboration and innovation. And data obfuscation pipelines that exist currently in companies are really not engineered to keep up with the pace of the evolution of data models within those organizations. It is insanely difficult to engineer those processes in a way that preserves data's integrity and usefulness. And the models or data models within financial organizations keep evolving, and that makes it next to impossible to keep a global and consistent view of what's going on and companies' obfuscation policies. And that creates a lot of cross-team friction. We have developed a solution that addresses these issues. So here's how we can help. As the name suggests, Synth is a synthetic data tool. In essence, Synth lets you create a centralized policy for generating test data for data obfuscation, also data anonymization. This policy can be version controlled and shared. And first of all, this makes your development teams much more productive while also staying compliant. Also, Synth basically removes the need to maintain ad hoc scripts that keep breaking, freeing up really valuable developer time. We've spoken to some organizations that mentioned that their scripts take 16 hours to run and keep failing, requiring them to work with data that is sometimes outdated and is out of sync. This also simplifies your processes around compliance, information security, and also reporting. And finally, this policy can be used to easily generate synthetic data that can also be shared outside of your organization with third parties who want to run POCs or pilots with you. We're the only synthetic data company focusing specifically on developers. We're basically trying to craft ideal developer experience. And we believe that empowering developers and providing them with great tools is the key to successful innovation. The core of our software is open source, and it's incredibly easy to try out. The idea here is to demonstrate how quickly and easily Synth can be set up in your infrastructure, and that the risks of trying it out are really minimal. Our founding team is comprised of hardcore privacy enthusiasts and advocates. Also, we all worked in finance previously, and in fact worked at the same company previously, and faced some of those issues personally. So we are familiar with those pain points. We're seeking to partner with innovators and technologists, teams and organizations that share our vision, the vision that underlying trends point towards future where privacy by design is a must-have and not nice to have. FinTech Innovation Lab has been incredibly helpful in enabling us access to the relevant stakeholders in different financial institutions and mentors. Throughout the lab, we saw that almost every financial institution out there is grappling with the issues that Synth addresses. And we're basically refined our offering and now are looking forward to work both with the executives and senior officials in those organizations, but also developers at those firms that we've been speaking to, and to forge long-term relationships and help transform the way that organizations deal with data. Thank you, and see you.
So we've seen a number of synthetic data solutions, both in the lab and in the market more broadly. Why do you think it's so critical that Synth is built for developers?
Synthetic data has many applications, and therefore the term is used quite liberally. The way we use it is actually quite unique to Synth, to us, in that we are specifically targeting use cases around application development and testing. We've seen a lot of companies working on synthetic data for data analytics and machine learning, AI, which are important concerns too, but very different in practice. And therefore, the way these distinct problems need to be addressed is very different. That should kind of make sense in that different users require different set of features and thus different products. By focusing on synthetic data for developers, the way we see it, we are addressing a really important and urgent problem. We're empowering developers in a world where their day-to-day work is becoming increasingly difficult due to regulations and oversight of data privacy, while also protecting sensitive client data.